What's going on, guys? It's Landaris here with L&L Line Service with Get Off My Grass podcast. Only one here in Blue Springs, Missouri. Good old Blue Springs, Missouri. I'm going to be taking some questions tonight, and you can call in at any time here on the podcast, and I'll surely try to answer your questions as professionally as I possibly can. Oh, wait a minute. We got a customer right now calling. Let me hit the button. Customer, what do you got to say? What do you need to say for your question? What's your question? Customer, you there? Yes, I'm here. I was just wondering, what would you do if the customer actually asked you to do something free? So the customer asked me to do something free. Well, here at L&L Lawn Service, I would tell them, hey, I'm not doing anything for free. I don't make a profit off free. I have to charge you, ma'am, for this type of service. What would you like? And if they, don't want to pay for the service, or they don't engage in saying, well, what are you going to, charge me? Then it's a done deal. The conversation is over. I have to make a profit, and I can't do that by doing free stuff. And if she can't understand or he can't understand, just get rid of him. Get him out of here. You can't make any money. You can't make any profit off customers that keep wanting to ask you to do free stuff. But thanks for the call, customer. Is there another customer online? Oh, I see one right here. Let me hit that button. Customer, you online? You're on the air. What's your question? Yeah, I was wondering if you're doing lease service, and what happens when one of the neighbors come out and accuses you of putting leaves on their yard? That's a great question. I would like to answer that for you here on Get Off My Grass podcast. Well, I would tell them in a professional manner, hey, I wouldn't say hey, but I say, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. I didn't mean to push any leaves onto your property. I'm just trying to do my job, and what I'm going to do is a courtesy. I'm going to do a courtesy because I've been through this before plenty of times. So if you got a yard that's kind of conjoined together, or, you got those properties that, don't have a fence between them, and one of the usually you're cleaning the yard for the customer that called you to do their leaves. They don't have a tree in their front yard, and the tree is on their neighbor's yard. So basically, all the leaves that's falling off this tree is the other neighbor's yard that's not having their leaves cleaned, and you're having to clean this other neighbor's yard that doesn't have the tree. It's basically their leaves, but you're cleaning their yard anyway. And they come out and complain and says, hey, stop pushing his leaves, which is your leaves, onto my property. So what I do now to avoid all that, I do something like a courtesy cleanup. I would go 2-3 feet over into the other neighbor's yard. If there's no fence or whatever, I'll go into their yard and push at least 2 to 3 feet of leaves all the way down. That way, they can't say I'm pushing anything in their yard. It's kind of like a courtesy cleanup. You're cleaning like that side of the yard, or partial, or, if you want to be really spectacular, you could do half the yard on the other side and just get those leaves so you don't have nobody complaining about anything. So it doesn't take that much. Just push those leaves, those 2 or 3 feet over, and get the job done. And that way you don't have any type of complaints coming from the neighbor saying, "You're pushing those leaves all in my yard, and I just cleaned them up." And you're looking at the yard and you said, "You ain't cleaned up nothing, lady. I'm doing the cleaning. And he ain't even got no tree. These are your leaves. I should be pushing all the leaves over to your side because this is coming from your tree. The person that I'm doing don't even have any leaves, have any trees. So, therefore, here's your leaves back." That's what I would like to say, but I just say, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll do a better job next time. I won't push any leaves onto your side of the yard. Have a nice day." How does that sound, caller? Did that sound like very professional that you would do? I thought so. Yep. Is there any more callers out there that wants a question answered? Hold on. Let me see. Let me push the button and get another caller on the line. Here we go. Doop. Hello, you're on the air. L&L Lawn Service with Get Off My Grass podcast. Let's go. Do you have a question for me, caller? Yeah, I was wondering if, what do you do those customers that want to be nitpicky about everything that you do and it's never good enough? What do you do with them customers? Well, that's a great question. I would actually say, get rid of them. You don't need them. You're not making any profit. They're a headache. They're tire kickers. They keep on saying that you're not doing a good job. You're tearing up their yard when you're just trying to make their yard look better. And you explain to them and say, "Hey, your yard is uneven. You just put down this sod. There's a lot of moisture that collects down here. I can't cut this area right now." Everything they do is a problem. And if that's the problem, then you get rid of the problem. Get them out of here. Get rid of them. You don't need them. Anybody that's complaining, nitpicking, doing all this other stuff, you get rid of them. That's all I got to tell you. Next caller. Let's go. Doop. Yeah, I was wondering, what do you do if your lawn care professional comes to your yard and you don't want them to cut the grass this time? You want them to skip you? That's a great question. Number one, you should be informing your clients that this is either weekly or bi-weekly. And what I do is, if it's a weekly, I would tell the customer, "Hey, I'm cutting your grass for weekly, every week. And I'm going to be here on time on a certain day, or it might not be a certain day, but I'm coming each week to cut your grass." Now, this is in my discretion that if the grass is not growing or it's late in the season and it's the hot season and the grass is drying up, then it's at my discretion to either skip your yard or notify you that, "Hey, the grass is not growing. I'm not going to cut your grass this week. I'll be back in a couple of days or the next following week," due to my discretion that your grass is not growing. That's me. I'm going to tell you that. My business, my rules, I'm going to tell you. Not you tell me, not the customer tell me, "Hey, can you skip my grass? It's not growing." Or, "I don't need you to come this week. It could grow a little bit more. I want it cut bi-weekly." No, you don't have it cut bi-weekly. Especially, they don't get bi-weekly if they're fertilizing their grass. If they're fertilizing their grass, it's an automatic weekly cut. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. And if there's a problem, get them out of here. You don't need them as a customer. This is your business, not theirs. So that's that. All right, guys. I'm about to get out of here. Thanks for joining me on the Get off my lawn, grass pad. Look at that. I'm jacked up. Get off my lawn, Get off my lawn podcast. Oh, man. Hey, guys, I'm just going through test runs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just having a little fun. This is a test run. So when I do get my podcast, I'm going to be on point. And I'll be able to do a little editing here and there. But till then, get off my grass podcast. I'm going to get out of here. Like, subscribe, leave your channels, hit that bell button. Do whatever you got to do. But you better do it. All right, guys, I'm out.